that image is in your head for a reason. Ever since I was young, I always had a vision of being successful in some aspect of my life. Having a good relationship, having a good job of some sort, starting social media, all those kinds of things. And I'm not saying that every vision that you have is going to happen. But like, for example, when I was younger, it started out with sports. Like, I was really into basketball. I really thought I was going to be an NBA player, all that. And then as I got older, it started getting into different things. But there was one common thing with all of them, and that it was going to be somehow, some way, I was going to be successful, and I had faith in myself, and I had faith that God put that image in me for a reason. Or maybe it is my own thoughts, I don't know. But like, one thing that is a reoccurring thought, it's a reoccurring image that constantly comes up in my head, was YouTube. I mean, ever since I was little, I've literally always thought that YouTube was gonna be a part of my life in some way or fashion, or like social media in general, like just posting videos. I always thought that it was somehow gonna be a part of my life. And so when I was younger, I did start YouTube channels, and they failed miserably because I sucked at it. But basically what my problem was is I got so fixated on the followers. I was so worried about the numbers that I kind of just lost the love for just making videos. And I started off with video games, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. And I mean, you could find them probably now. I mean, you'd have to do some research, but you could probably find them still. But no, they weren't the best videos, and they weren't supposed to be. I was new to it, but I thought I had to be the best of the best as soon as I started. And that's just not how you should look at it. And you also shouldn't look at it as a numbers game either. Just like in business, like, are you gonna stop your business after just starting it because you made only $10? No, you're gonna keep going because you literally just started your business. You're probably gonna be losing more money than you're making. Just a fact. So it's the same thing with like social media. Yeah, you're gonna put a bunch of time in it first, and you're probably gonna see nothing come out of it until time goes by. And then as long as you stick with it, you'll see some type of growth. Like, for example, I had a video that randomly just got almost like 2,000 views. Now, obviously, I know that's not a lot, but to me, that's a lot. So the fact I got that, it was like, wow, holy shit. I wasn't expecting that, because I really wasn't. All my videos get like 1 view, 2 views, 10 views, and this random one got like almost 2K, and it was just out of nowhere. So when I kind of thought about it after that happened, I was like, what would happen if like I had a random video just blow up, like millions of views just out of nowhere? Obviously, the chances of it happening are slim, but I have faith that, maybe after 3 years of posting that will happen. I don't know. It's pretty random. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen a week from now. It could happen a year from now. But all I know is that nothing's going to happen if I don't do anything. If I don't post, I don't have a chance of doing nothing. So back to my point, though. You're given an image for a reason. You're given that mindset for a reason ever since you were born. And if you're anything like me, you've always kind of just thought differently from other people. You've thought differently from family. You've thought differently from friends. You just different. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. And there's nothing wrong with being similar to most people. Everybody is their own person. You have to understand that. But everybody is their own person. That's the thing. So you have to realize that maybe even if you are very similar to the mass population, you still have your differences. And that's just a fact. It's just a matter of finding it. And it all comes down to just your purpose, right? Like I said, mine started out with basketball. That was my big thing. Basketball all the time, practicing all the time. Sorry for the noises, but basketball all the time. All the time. And I made it from bench starter, or the bench team in elementary school. And then I got up to the starters. And then I got into middle school, started, and then I played like my second year of middle school, and I didn't like the coach, and I quit. And then I was done because the coach ruined it for me. And then we had a new coach come in, and I had a friend, one of my classmates, convinced me to join back on the team. Talk about how great this coach was. Got back on the team. It was worse than the last one. He was a terrible coach. It made it not even fun. So I quit altogether. Now, like, I haven't picked up a basketball since then, so it's been like a few years. But I guarantee, like, if I practice a little bit, I could probably get some shots up. But you get my point, though. Like, it all started off with being an NBA player, being a professional sports player, and then it went into YouTube, and like, I've thought about modeling before, and my brain is all over the place. But the one thing, even when I was into basketball, that was always on my mind was YouTube. You know, what would it be like if I just gave YouTube a chance? If I gave TikTok a chance? If I gave Instagram a chance? Like, what would my life look like if I did it for a few years? Would I be with the big leagues, or would I still be where I'm at now? And I guess I kind of just came to the conclusion where I'm never going to see anything if I don't stay consistent with it. I can't just post a video and then give up, because that's what I was doing. I was posting a video, saw nothing, gave up. Maybe I'd post a few more, saw nothing, gave up. Even recently, I had a TikTok. You could probably find it. It's literally just looks maxing videos, but I got so bored of it. I was like, is this really what I want to be known for? I mean, it's just a toxic community now. Like, it used to be normal. Like, it used to be like, clean your diet up, use good skincare, take care of your hair, stuff like that. And then it turned into this whole like weird bone structure shit that nobody cares about, and it's unrealistic. And all that people do now is post themselves to TikTok audios with like loud bass music. But you get my point, though. Like, I don't want to be remembered for that. I mean, if I'm gonna blow up, the last thing I want to blow up for is me throwing my phone in the air and showing off how good looking I am. I would much rather be doing something like this that has value. You don't get any value from watching me go like this. Oh shit, I'm so good looking. Like, you're not gonna get any value from that. Like, if people think I'm good looking, they're gonna think I'm good looking whether I'm doing that or if I'm doing this. It's just a fact. So why not give people value? And if they think I'm good looking, they'll say whatever. But yeah. But you get my point, though. You have that image in you for a reason. For me, like I said 5 times now, YouTube was one of those things. Being successful was the main thing. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I still don't know how it's going to happen. I'm not successful right now. I'm not. I just got out of high school. Like, I'm still figuring out my life. But I know that there's been a few images that have been in my head forever. Like, ever since I can remember being able to think for myself. And what I mean by that is, like, when I could open my eyes and remember what was going on. Ever since that moment, I've always had a few images that were always on my mind all the time. And that was being a YouTuber, moving out of state, and having a successful relationship with somebody. Those are like the main top 3 I can think of. Ever since I was little, I would watch people be in these terrible relationships where people would be married for 14 years and get cheated on out of random. I would have people that I seen in my school that would just, bounce from one person to the next person, the next person, the next person. There was no care in the world for anybody. And I made that promise to myself ever since I was little that I'm not gonna be like that. Like, I don't care what I look like, I don't care how people perceive me, I'm gonna be who I am. And to me, I wanna be a good person. People like me. And I like that feeling, and I like treating people well. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, I've treated people like shit. Because if I get treated like shit, then I feel like I need to do it to them. Or if I genuinely don't like you, sometimes I will treat you like shit. Not saying it's right, and I've gotten a lot better about that, but that's how I used to be, is I hung out with certain people that had that attitude, and I started to kind of grasp onto that attitude. And it's not their fault, it really isn't. That's all my fault. I have control of how I treat people. Yes, I understand that when you hang around certain people, you gain traits from them. That is a fact. But it's still, to me, it's not an excuse for me to act the way I did. So, I do feel bad sometimes for treating people like shit. But at the same time, I'll be honest, some of them deserved it. Because they treat me like shit. So, it's going to go both ways. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm being real. I think we've all been in that situation. I think you've definitely been in that situation, just like I was. But, remember though, if there's an image, if there's a thought, if there's a dream that always comes back in your mind, you probably have that thought for a reason. I don't think it was just there. I don't think it's just there to just be there. I think you need to act upon it. The last thing you want to do is grow old and have that thought in your head that's been with you forever, and it keeps coming back. and never act on it. I feel like, especially as men too, you, me, have a purpose. If you're a woman, I still think women have a purpose too. I'm just saying, like, this is mainly like a masculine trait, right? To follow our purpose, to be useful. So yeah, I think ultimately you do have a purpose. It's just a matter of finding it. Like I said, I started off with wanting to go to the NBA, and then I bounced around everywhere. But when you look at like the common traits to all of them, it's being successful. That's the main thing. Living the life to the fullest. Living my life to the fullest. Enjoying every moment. Enjoying the present moment. Enjoying the future, the past. Even though I messed up, who cares? Everybody's messed up. Everybody's made mistakes. There's people out there that made worse mistakes than I have. There's people out there that have made less worse mistakes than I have. But at the end of the day, it's your past, and what's done is done. You can't take that back. But what you can do is change, and that's good. And live in the present. So you just gotta understand that you're given that image for a reason. It's not just there. You gotta have a little bit more faith in yourself. There's times where, like, one day I want to maybe start a business or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying that one day I think it will happen. And I just have to act on it. And yes, do I doubt it sometimes? I'll be like, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Even though I've never even tried. Even though I've never even started. Who knows? Maybe it's easy for me. I don't know, though, because I've never even given it a shot. And I'll still have those doubts come in my mind that's like, maybe it is just a dream. But then the logical side of me says, no, even if it is just a dream, at least I'm going to try. Just to see where it goes. I'm not going to be one of these people that take it for granted and just throw it in the dirt and act like it never happened. No, like, fuck that. I ain't doing that. You just like you and me, we have one shot at life altogether. You're not a cat. You don't have 9 lives. You have one life, and that is it. The fact that people sit there and they take every moment they have for granted with the people they love, with the business opportunities, with the job opportunities, with the traveling opportunities. Maybe you want to go to a certain school and you get that opportunity. You just throw it in the dirt like it never happened. You get that mindset that nobody else has. You have your own mindset strictly dedicated to you. And maybe you think more positive than people, and yet you're throwing that in the dirt too. You're not taking anything you think of in consideration or in seriousness. You're just wasting it all away. And I can't live like that. And I cannot treat people like that either. And you're probably like, well, what does that mean? Treat people like that? I mean, like, if people see me taking my time for granted, they're going to think it's okay to take their time for granted as well. And no, that is not okay. It's not okay. You're ultimately just screwing yourself over. You're screwing yourself over. You're screwing your future friends and family over simply because you don't want to follow what's really you, because you're scared of the outcome. And I got news for you. Like, no one knows exactly what's going to happen. All your super successful people, they didn't know it was going to turn into that. But the way they did find out, though, is through action. They actually gave it a shot, no matter what, right? Like with YouTube. Like, I would post videos and give up. When in reality, what am I losing by posting videos? They're fun. I like doing it. I get to talk, and people get value out of it. Now, that's how it was when I posted videos before. Obviously, different type of content, but I'm saying the same thing. Like, what kind of person would I be to just post a video and be done? Like that video that got like 2K views or whatever. Post that and just give up. Like, what would be the point of that? I'm taking that for granted. I'm taking that opportunity for granted. And I told myself, no, there's obviously somebody out here that sees value in the stuff that I post. Even though I might only have 70 subscribers, even though I might only gotten 2,000 views, 1.8K, whatever it is. Just because it was only that number doesn't mean anything. Even if it was just one person and say they liked the video and commented and it helped them maybe change their whole perspective on life, that is good enough for me. And I think that is the mindset that I have to go with, and that's the mindset you have to go with. And whatever that you do, you want to get into a successful relationship, you got to understand it's not just about you. It is about the other person as well. That's why I said in my last video, or I think 2 videos ago, that you have to show appreciation all the time. I think the biggest problem is that people take their loved ones for granted. They do. It's just a fact. They don't get any roses by the time they die. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to give them flowers. You know how sad that actually is? Think about that. Like, if you're in my shoes, let's say you were the same age. and you see all these people, these older couples, and when I mean older, I mean anybody who's older than you, and you see them go day in, day out. They don't do anything. They don't show appreciation to anybody. Sure, they might go on a date here and there, but that's about it. They go home, what do? They sit on their ass, watch TV. They do nothing with their lives. No purpose, no drive, nothing special. And I mean, sure, if that's the way you want to live, go for it. But if you're like me, that's not how you want to live. And I need to tell you right now that these people are going to tell you that that is how it is when you get older. They're going to tell you that, oh, you'll understand when you get old. And no, that is not how it is. People put way too much pressure on your age that for some reason when you get old, you'll start hurting. I mean, yeah, when you get old, yeah, sure, stuff will get harder, but does that mean that you're going to be in pain? No, if you take care of yourself, there's actually a high chance you won't be in pain when you're 60. There's people that do it all the time. But that is up to you to decide on whether or not that's the type of life you want to live. Don't let other people decide it for you. If people say that, oh, you'll understand the romantic side of relationship get boring. No. If you're with the person that you truly think you're meant to be with, how would that ever get boring? Like, I've gotten told before that, oh, you love it now. You love doing that now. But down the line, you're going to get bored of it. No, because if it's your purpose, and maybe if it is not your purpose, maybe it's just fun to you, you're not going to get bored. Like right now, like I said, I quit basketball. But if you ask me to take a hoop out, get a basketball, I could shoot all day and not get bored. Because I just simply have fun doing it. It's the same thing with like certain hobbies and activities. Like I could swim all day. I could go cliff jumping all day. I could do flips all day and not get bored. So things like, looking at the ocean, I could do that all day. Enjoying the views. Like obviously, I mean, where I live, there's not much amazing views. But like when I do go to places like that have that stuff, that have the oceans, the mountains, all that, I can enjoy that all the time. And now, yeah, you could say that that's because you don't live in those areas. And sure, you might be right, but ultimately it comes down to your mindset. If you appreciate what you have, then no, you're not going to get bored of it. If you think the person you are with is meant to be, how would you get bored of that? How would you get bored of appreciating the person that's been with you through everything? Like, no, you're just taking them for granted. You don't have any, say in your life to tell yourself that, you know what I'm doing is wrong and I need to show more appreciation. Simple as that. And it's the same thing, not just in relationships, it's the same thing to yourself. You have that thought in your head all day, every day. First thing that comes in your mind, you're like, success, success, success. Maybe you're 15 right now and you're like, man, what is my life going to look like when I'm 25? Well, I can tell you what your life's going to look like, and I think you know what it's going to look like if you put action in. If you don't, your life's going to look like everybody else's. They have a dream, they're like, cool, tell their friends, family, maybe their friends and family bash on them, and then they give up and they're done. And then they're back to the same life that everybody else lives until they die. So ultimately, I think that God gives you that idea. He gives you that mindset, that difference from everybody else for a reason. It is up to you, though, on whether or not you want to let that turn into something real. Most people don't. Is that going to be you? That is the question that you have to ask yourself. Are you going to be the one in unhealthy and unsuccessful relationships where you get with women or men that just simply use you? If you're a woman, maybe you don't have any respect for yourself. You get with a guy who just cares about your body and that's it. And if you don't have that to provide, then you're worthless to him. Maybe you're a guy who, the woman is just using you for money, using you to get stuff out of you, and you're okay with that. Are you that person? Some people would sit there and tell you that, oh, it's just life. Oh, that's just how people are today. Oh, that's just society now. Oh, that's just this. Oh, that's just that. And they make every excuse in the book acting like you don't have a control of your life. And the truth is you do. It's just people don't want to take accountability. So even when you hear these voices from the outside telling you that, oh, that's just how it is. No, it's not how it is. Yes, life can be hard sometimes. Everybody knows that. But life can also be very, very fulfilling too. It's all about how you go about it. Seriously, you'll notice that people that don't have a purpose, that don't have a drive, and they know what they're doing every day is just wasting time, they are miserable people. They don't have a purpose, they don't have a drive, they don't have goals, they don't have anything. So what do you have? You can make little goals. Simply if you're married and you're like, you know what? I need to appreciate my wife more. I need to appreciate my husband more. You can change that today. There's nothing stopping you. You can go out, get a flower. That's it. Sometimes that's all people need. Or simply, a compliment goes a long way. Especially if you're a woman to a guy. Like, if you're a woman complimenting a guy, a compliment goes a long way. Very long way. More than you would think. Like, I've talked about this before. Men do not get compliments. That's just a fact. We don't. It doesn't matter how good looking you are. It doesn't matter how amazing of a person you are. The chances of them getting compliments from women is so low. So when men actually get that compliment and then they actually feel it in their heart and they're like, wow, this shit is actually real, that stays with them forever. I promise you. Unless you're getting with some piece of shit guy that just doesn't care what you have to say, then okay, then sure, he doesn't give a shit. But most guys, if you are in a relationship that is genuine, they're gonna appreciate that to the max. Sometimes that's all you need to do as a woman. But guys, like, and it can go both ways. Like, if you want to get a gift or something, like, it's little shit. It's little stuff. You could go home, cook dinner, guy or girl, doesn't matter who you are. That's good enough. You could go out on a date. You can go walk at night. Maybe you go on a night walk. Maybe you live somewhere close to the beach and you take her or take him out on the beach just to go on a talk. Or on a walk, but talk, like a deep talk or something. That's shit that people will remember forever. And it's free. If you live in that area, it is free. Obviously gas, but I'm not being literal. I'm saying, like, you don't have to pay to get in. Simple stuff. You can go out, walk on the sidewalk, and just talk the whole time. Ask questions. Enjoy each other's presence. And no, people don't even want to do that either. Instead, they want to go home, sit on their ass, and that's it. And call it a day. And they don't realize by the time that they're 80 that they wasted their whole life the whole time. But if you are the people, if you are that person that enjoys getting off of work, going home, sitting down, watching TV with your wife or whatever, that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. I'm not directing it at you. I'm just saying that there's people out there that they do that. They want to do something with their life and they just choose not to because they're just lazy. Or they just don't want to put extra effort in. But if seriously, if going home from work and sitting on the couch with your wife or husband and watching a movie and not talking and not doing anything with each other and not appreciating each other's time, if that's what makes you happy, then keep doing it. But I don't think that's what makes you happy. I don't care who you are. I don't think that not appreciating your life partner is a good thing. So, and it's the same thing like with the whole title of this video, that you got an image for a reason. It's the same thing with that. You're taking it for granted every day by the time you don't take action. If you want to become a YouTuber, yes, you will get made fun of. If you want to start a business, yes, you will get made fun of. If you want to be an actor, yes, you will get made fun of. And I'm saying this because this is the main thing that stops people from doing the things they want to do. It happened to me. I had a video or a YouTube channel when I was like in 5th grade where I was like literally just videos of me just doing stupid stuff with my friends. And I got made fun of all the time. And that also pushed me away from doing it. But then I picked it back up and I kind of just got caught in the numbers, gave up on it again, and now I'm back here. And then I did like TikTok and stuff and that never worked really. But like I said, now I'm back here now, doing a completely different thing of videos. But ultimately, you just have to understand that you do have an image for a reason. You do want something better for yourself, and there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that is a lot better than how most people act nowadays, and they think that if you want better for yourself, that's somehow a bad thing. And it's not. I don't give a shit what nobody says. They're just pissed off because they can't see the same thing in themselves, so they take it out on you. They'll say things like you're a piece of shit for wanting the best for yourself. Oh, you have a high ego. Oh, you think this about yourself. Oh, you think you're just better than everybody. They're going to say that about you all the time because they can't see it in themselves. And at the end of the day, who cares? Because it's your life. I don't care if it's your parents saying this shit. I don't care if it's your brothers. I don't care if it's your friends, grandparents, friends, family, whatever. The freaking president. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, the only person that is going to live with you for the rest of your life is you. So, take advantage of that thought. Take advantage of that image that keeps coming into your head. And now act on it. And take the chance. You really don't know what could happen. God works in mysterious ways. You know? You could post a YouTube video tomorrow. first video and it might blow up. Like, you seriously don't know what could happen if you just try. I'm not saying expect that to happen, because if you do that and it doesn't happen, you'll just kill your drive. But I'm just saying, you don't know what could happen. Taking action, it could change your life. Tomorrow, the next week, maybe in 3 years. But who cares? In 3 years, maybe your whole life is done. Maybe you're set for life because you just took the chance that nobody else wanted to take. I think nowadays, honestly, if you want to be successful, starting social media of some sort is probably going to be one of your best bets to get your foot in the door. Start growing that account. Become a creator, not a consumer. Simply because everything is based on personal brand nowadays. I mean, if my channel had 1 million subscribers and say I started a business, that business already has, let's say, 1,000. So let's say like 1% of 1 million. I already have 1,000 customers in my door simply because I grew a brand. So really, this stuff is real, and all you have to do is have a phone. The thing I'm recording on right now is not a camera. It is, well, yeah, it's a camera, but it's not a legit professional camera, and I think you can tell that. It's a phone. It's an iPhone 11 with this little light that I just clip on here. That's it. And this light's like $10. So, and obviously over time my quality will get better, but yeah, you just gotta understand that you have that thought in your head. You think the way you do. You have those images. You have those visions for yourself for a reason. It could be because you just simply want better for yourself. It could be because you want the best life. You want to be successful in whatever you do. You want to be the best version of yourself. And it can happen. It's all about just, do you really believe in yourself to do it? Because ultimately that's what it starts off with. It's going to start off with thoughts, and it's going to start off with beliefs. And it's up to you to decide on whether or not that's the life you want to live and that's the life you want to work for. So, that's really it. You have those images in your head for a reason. You have those visions. Don't neglect them. Keep them. Think about them every single day, because that's what's going to happen. It happened to me, like, since I was, like, literally, like, the moment I can remember seeing the world and being able to hear and everything. I remember that when I was, like, 5 years old. I literally wanted to do YouTube since that day. And I never really started acting on it until about now. And I'm 18. So, just turned 18. So, it took me that long. And I'm just saying, if you're in a position where you're thinking about stuff now, don't wait as long as I did. Because who knows what my life could have been like if I would have just started when I did. Now, obviously, I was like 5. But you get what I'm saying, though. My video game channel, I started when I was like 13. What would have happened if I was stuck with it from 13 till now? Like, simple stuff like that. Like, imagine what my life could look like if I would already start. That's why taking action is so important. And people take it for granted. So don't be that guy. You know, do what you want to do with your life, and don't take that image for granted. Please do not take that vision that you have in your mind for granted. There's so many things you can envision. Better body, health, travel, YouTube, social media, comedian, actor, musician, business owner, entrepreneur, investor. You know, there's so many things. But it's never going to happen unless you take action to it. You had the thought for a reason. Maybe you want to be a doctor. You can make that happen. But it's only up to you. You are going to have challenges. You're going to have obstacles along your life. And I think that's honestly just a test from God that He gives to you to see if you're still willing to fight through. Are you still willing to persevere through everything? And if you are, then if you show action, you show time, eventually it will be granted to you. Think about it. Like, who has spent consistency and effort and time into something for so long and it never, ever seen growth? Like, it's never happened. If you start a YouTube channel, am I saying you're gonna get 100K subscribers in the first day? No, but you could get 2 or 3. And believe it or not, that is more than what most people get, because most people don't even start. So when you think about it in that sense, you're already in the top 10%. So basically, I'm gonna summarize all this. You have that vision. I've said this like 20,000 times in this video. You have that vision. You have that vision. You have that vision. Do not take it for granted. Hold on to it tight and chase that chase that vision. It's there for a reason. Your intuition, your mind, your gut, your heart is telling you to do this. It probably means you should. Listen to yourself for once. And that's it. There's a lot of birds and shit out, but I wish the best for you. And remember that even though you're just getting this vision now, or maybe you got that vision 5 years ago and you still have it, that life is not too short to make a change. So start acting on it. Act on it as soon as you possibly can. And you're not going to regret it. Who cares if it doesn't work out? I'd much rather get rejected by whatever dream I had than regret that I never tried. So with that, I'm going to say it again. Life isn't too short to make a change.